Hey everyone. So I was in my basement and this book popped off the shelf at me, and I just got this little nudge that we all need a little story time. So that's what we're going to do. This is one of my very favorite books. This is extra special to me because it was given to me as a gift when I did my teaching practicum in Australia. So the entire staff signed this for me, and it is a very poignant book right now, I believe. So get comfy, cozy, and we're going to read. All right, so this book is called Whoever You Are by Mem Fox, illustrated by Leslie Staub. And it has gorgeous pictures. All right. Little one, whoever you are, wherever you are, there are little ones just like you all over the world. Their skin may be different from yours, and their homes may be different from yours. Their schools may be different from yours. And their lands may be different from yours. Their lives may be different from yours, and their words may be very different from yours. But inside, their hearts are just like yours. Whoever they are, wherever they are, all over the world. Their smiles are like yours, and they laugh just like you. Their hurts are like yours, and they cry like you too. Whoever they are, wherever they are, all over the world. Little one, when you are older and when you are grown, you may be different. And they may be different wherever you are, wherever they are, in the big, wide world. But remember this: joys are the same and love is the same. Pain is the same and blood is the same. Smiles are the same and hearts are the same. Wherever they are, wherever you are, wherever we are. All over the world. Okay, so why did we read this? It's been a week, guys. It has been a week. There's been a lot going on in the world, and there's been a lot of emotions. There are a lot of people upset. There's a lot of people happy. There's all sorts of things going on. And it's a lot. It's been a lot to carry. And I really believe that all of the problems that we're having in the world, the whole mess that we're in for so many different things, is caused by the divide that we have created amongst ourselves. There are so many sides for every single issue, and we pick a side and we plant ourselves in it, and by God, we are going to die on that hill, and we are right and they are wrong, and we are smart and they are dumb, and whatever they say, they are the enemy and we are the right ones. And what does that lead to? It leads to anger. It leads to violence. It leads to a world where we don't feel safe going out in public. Maybe we don't feel safe sending our kids to school. Maybe we don't feel safe going to our house of worship. All sorts of different things, right? Because you never know who's going to show up being a crazy person who's on the edge and ready to be violent, right? So what do we do about this? We really need to take a step back and examine our beliefs and our sides that we've chosen, because what we've done, so many of us have done, is we take those sides and we incorporate them into our identity. So we identify as somebody who believes X, Y, and Z, right? I am on this side, I am this religion, I am this skin color, I am this, political standpoint, whatever it is, and that becomes our identity. And then when somebody comes along with a different belief or, whatever it is, and they say something that goes against what we believe, because that belief is part of our identity, we take it as a personal attack. And then we get really reactive, right? We get really angry, we get really defensive, we, really start to dig into all of those negative emotions and dig our heels in deeper, rather than trying to look at the other side and saying, why does that person feel that way? Because the other side is doing the same exact thing that you're doing, right? Doesn't matter what the sides are. Everyone's just digging their heels in and saying, I'm right and they're wrong. But if both sides are saying that, then maybe the rightness is closer to somewhere in the middle. So, I want you to think about how we can fix this, because the thing is, the only true thing that we have control over in the entire world is ourselves, right? So we can't just say, poof, we're going to fix everybody and everyone's going to, the people on the other side are going to see things from my point of view and everything's going to magically be better, right? It doesn't work that way. But if we can drop the judgment for ourselves and others and approach the situation with compassionate curiosity, and start with yourself, say, these are my beliefs. Why do I believe the things that I do? Where did these beliefs come from? Maybe you believe something because that's what your parents believed. Maybe you believe something because that's what you were taught in school. Maybe you believe something because of an experience you had. Maybe it was a traumatic experience. And that shaped your view of how things should be. And then once you kind of figure that out, and when you look at your beliefs, you can determine, like, okay, yes, this is something that I still believe. Or you might look at it and say, I know I've always believed that, but maybe the reasons don't make sense anymore. And it's okay to change what you believe, right? It's okay to let some stuff go if it no longer feels right. And once you've gone through that, then we can look at people on the other side, right? And say, okay, these people believe the complete 180 opposite of what I believe, but without judgment and with compassionate curiosity, I'm going to take a peek into maybe where they're coming from and why they believe so strongly what they believe. Okay, so just pulling an example out of, current events, maybe this person feels really strongly that owning a gun is an extremely important thing to be able to do. All right, when you think about that person, maybe they feel that strongly because when they were a child, they went hunting with their grandpa, and that time together was super important to them and helped, the conversations that they had helped shape their life, and they want to be able to have that experience with their child. Or maybe that person went through an experience where they were attacked and they were unable to defend themselves or defend the people that they love. And so they feel like the only way for them to be safe is to have a gun so that they know that they can protect themselves if they are ever in that situation again. God forbid. Or maybe a person over here is very anti-guns and says, you know what? I grew up in a house where everything was peace and love, and we don't do guns. Like, guns are violent, guns are bad, and that's the belief that they grew up with. Or maybe they witnessed a shooting and were traumatized by guns, and they still have nightmares 20 years later about somebody pointing a gun in their face. Maybe they survived a school shooting, whatever it is. Okay, so we have to be able to look at each other's sides and have compassion for each other and say, okay, well, that may not be what I believe, but I can have compassion for where you're coming from. Because at the end of the day, all these labels, all these beliefs drop away, and what's left is who we truly are at a soul level, which is part of humanity, part of the human collective. And we are all connected to each other. And at the end of the day, we are all more similar than we are different. So, I would like to gently invite you to examine your feelings and examine the feelings that someone might be having on the other side of the aisle. And I invite you to gently let go of some labels. It doesn't mean you have to change your beliefs, right? Just allow yourself to relate more as a human than as a left wing or right wing or pro-life or pro-choice or whatever it is, right? Just release the label and let's meet each other in the middle. Let's find our similarities. Let's find the things that bring us together. Because until we do that, this mess is going to keep happening. All right. If you would like to talk about this, I would love to chat with you. So feel free to drop anything in the comments. And have a wonderful weekend. And I will talk to you later. Love you guys.